Hey, what's up everybody? Alex here from Computer Headquarters, and we're back with another build, and I think, in my opinion, this is the best build of the series thus far. There may be some that top it in the future that you're going to see this week or next week, but this one's pretty awesome. It really is. One thing I want to say right off the bat here is I'm probably going to say the word Evangelion multiple times by accident instead of Evangelion. I've been corrected by my coworkers that I've been saying it wrong, and I apologize if I offended anyone. I better start saying Porsche instead of Porsche next to offend that crowd of people, because I like offending people apparently. Just kidding. Okay, anyway, let's jump into all the parts. I went back to look through all the clips that we had, and I realized we never recorded the intro that we usually do, where we say here's the CPU and here's that part and all this thing. So I'm gonna just do it real quick with you guys here. I've got tabs all open ready to show you everything. So we've got the i9-12900K, and that's simply because the motherboard is the Z690 Hero EVA edition, and that was when Z690 launched. The 12900K was kind of the top CPU to go into that socket, so we just thought that was more appropriate. We could have put a 13900K or something like that, but we went with the CPU that matched the generation. So, and it's a great CPU. Anyway, and now as you see, we use the ROG MAXIMUS Z690 Hero EVA Edition motherboard. This motherboard looks sweet. It really does. In person, I think it looks even better, but these pictures came out pretty good here on the ASUS ROG website. And you'll see it in the build here in a minute when we start building. Additionally, to cool that CPU, we're using the ASUS ROG RYUJIN 2360 ARGB EVA Edition CPU cooler, which basically just takes the RYUJIN 2360 ARGB and puts a little bit of Evangelion flavor onto it. They changed the color of the, like, I call it the TV housing. I call this the TV as a joke, but change it to silver. They put some Japanese writing on it, the Evangelion logo, and some nerve stickers on the fans. So just separates itself a little bit. Moving on, we have 32 gigs of G.Skill Trident Z5 RGB RAM. I believe it's 5200 megahertz. Nothing crazy, but it's great RAM. Looks good. Moving on, we have the ASUS ROG Strix GeForce RTX 3080 12 gig GDDR6X OC EVA Edition. It's a long part number, or description I should say, but yeah, so anyway, 3080 12 gig. At the end of the day, that's what this is, and these cards look sick. They did a lot of customization to the backplate, to the shroud, you know, LED stuff on the side here that looks kind of like a DNA. Here it is, the DNA kind of swirling and spiraling down the side of the card. It even takes 3 8 pins, so it's a pretty beefy card. So anyway, they also made the same card but as a 3090, and we have received those in as well, but we just thought we didn't really need a 3090 for our LAN center, based on, you know, play a lot of games that you don't need to be maxed out. ROG Strix Helios EVA Edition is the case we're using. These were very difficult to get and still are difficult to get. I think the cheapest one I've seen available at the moment is going for $800, and that will only get harder and more expensive to get over the years from now to then, if that makes sense. So anyway, moving on, we have the ROG Thor 1000 watt Platinum 2 EVA Edition power supply, which basically just takes, similar to the water cooler, it just takes the regular Platinum 2 and puts a little Evangelion spin on it. Some nerve branding here, and let's see, sorry, pictures are down here. It comes in this really cool, like, Pelican style case, very heavy duty, with some Evangelion branding on it, and the little Evangelion branding here, and the back has another, you know, Evangelion project thing. So anyway, overall pretty cool. It's a very nice power supply, very high end. It has a little screen on the side showing you how much wattage you're using. So pretty sweet, and these are still available. They're pretty expensive. They're about $400, but last I looked, you could actually pick one of these up right now. They're in stock on the ASUS eStore, so that's surprising to see. Next up, I did order the statue. It is a pretty big statue. You'll see it in the pictures. It's large. It's awesome. It's expensive. I would not normally spend this much on a statue, a figure type of thing, but I gotta be honest with you guys, I ended up watching the show after starting this build. Between the beginning of this build and the end of the build, I started watching the TV show, and it is one of my favorite TV shows I've ever watched. It's so good that it probably influenced me to want to buy the statue and add it to the build, because I wanted to give it the respect it deserved for being such a good TV show. And at the same time, ASUS is probably my favorite PC brand, so you know, what a cool collaboration. So next up, we happen to have this Cooler Master chair. We already had it, and it's funny because they list this as pink and black, but in person it's 100% purple. I would tell you it's purple. So we matched it up with the desk, and everything just seems to look good. So it's purple and black chair. And here's the monitor. This thing was very expensive. The ROG Strix XG27AQM EVA edition. Really awesome monitor, and they did go all out on the accents. I wish you could, you know, unfortunately when you're looking at a monitor you can't really see what's going on the back of it, but they did put a lot of special Evangelion stuff on the back of the monitor. The base stand and everything has special colors on it, and it does look sick, and it's just overall a really nice monitor. Specs wise, it's great. Let me go to the tech specs thing here so I can show you guys. 27-inch, of course it's QHD, it's 165 hertz, it does HDR10. I said the hertz wrong, it's 270 hertz, holy crap. Yeah, this thing is baller. Unfortunately, when it came out, I shouldn't say unfortunately, but unfortunately it's worth less than what we paid for it now because of so much time has gone by. I mentioned this in our last video, but we started building most of these computers toward the end of last year, 2023, and it's now March 2024. It just took us a lot of time to do it all the right way, and we wanted to release it in back-to-back days, and it was just, yeah, so excuses aside, things have changed a little bit from when we built them. But moving on, we have the ASUS ROG Strix Scope RX EVA Edition keyboard, and it's a very nice keyboard. They did go all out with the special accents and the keycaps. You can even see the space bar here. Everything's custom. It's pretty sick. I don't remember off the top of my head if we are using I think they made this with red switches and blue switches or something like that. I'm guessing we probably use reds, but they may have even made it in brown and silver. I'd have to go back and look, but I think later in the video we'll let you know that part about the switches. Okay, next part. We have the ASUS ROG Keris Wireless EVA Edition wireless mouse. Very nice mouse. Of course, you don't need to use it wireless. You could also use it wired. It comes with the purple cord that matches as well. But yeah, great mouse. Feels pretty good. Do I think it's as good as the Harp? No, but it's close. It's still a really nice mouse, and it looks great. So next up, ROG Scabbard 2 EVA Edition mousepad. So I'm editing this from my house right now, and I'm not at my warehouse where the Lantern is, but I'm 99% sure that we actually end up finding a really sick EVA-01 mousepad that is a whole big picture of EVA-01. And so I think we ended up moving this mousepad to somewhere else, and it's not on the desk anymore. But just in case, because I can't remember, I'm just going to show you guys that at least at minimum, if you're trying to do an all EVA build, that this mousepad is a mousepad that was built, and it's still in stock. It's $60. And then finally, to round off the build, we have the ROG Delta S EVA Edition. So really, really nice headset. And again, they went all out with all the accents and colors matching. And this is also in stock, but it's a little bit on the expensive side, in my opinion. And I think I saw it was in stock on Amazon for like $170. So just a tip if you're actually trying to, again, do some sort of all-out EVA build. You want every piece kind of like what we did. Okay, I'm just checking my notes here. I think there may have been a few things we didn't mention, like, there's a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD. It's nothing special. And then we have some fans. We ended up adding toward the end of the video 4 Lian SL120 RGB fans. And the desk is just a basic maple sit to stand desk. We got it from the Artesian Builds bankruptcy for free, and we ended up carbon fiber vinyl wrapping it with a purple color. I'm not happy with how the purple color came out. It's too dark, but we're adding a strip of green across the middle that I think will make it look a lot better. So we covered all of it. Let's jump into us building the PC and putting it together. Thanks for this. I know this intro is a little bit unusual, but it's the best we got, and hopefully it will pick up as the video goes here. Thanks, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I introduce to you the EVA-01 build by Computer Headquarters. It came out so good. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on for you guys. So we did some changes since we talked to you last time. It's been actually quite a few months. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, this is like an update to the original footage. And so why don't I give you some of those updates. Number one, we actually switched out that i9 12900K to a 13700KF, or K, I can't remember. Either way, 13700, we thought it was just for what, this is just gonna be a purely gaming PC, and we thought that was a better fit for a 3080. It made more sense. Probably the elephant in the room is these Strimer, the thing you're supposed to pronounce it Streamer, but I love calling it Strimer because of how Lian Lee spells it. But it's the 24-pin RGB cable here, extension cable, and as well as 3 8-pin right there. And those just, I think they really brought the build together to go along with the Lian Lee SL series fans. You can see in the back here, I'm actually just logging into Windows, putting my password in off camera here. Of course, I'm doing it with one hand and typed it in wrong. Come on, Alex. You can do it. The struggle is real. Okay. Yeah, so we got our, I'm almost in desktop. There we go. Desktop here. And so, yeah, as I mentioned, SL, I think they're 140 actually. SL 140. Those are 140 millimeter fans. Come along to the front here. And I meant to say come around. We've got 3 in the front, 1 in the back. And we're still using the original RGB fans that come with the RYUJIN cooler, of course. And we've got our buddy. He's sitting in here. He's protecting the entire LAN center. Look at that guy. I saw there's a lot of reflection coming off the glass here, but such a cool action figure. If you can imagine how big this case is, he takes up almost the entire case. That's how big he is. And I showed you he was kind of expensive, but I think he was worth it. There's our Delta S headset, the Keris wireless mouse, the keyboard. I think I promised you guys earlier in the video I'd check which type of switches we ended up getting. And we have the, let's see, some of you might have read it before I did. I'm trying to read here where it says the part number. I don't see it. You know what? I don't think it's here. I feel like I've read everything on here about 12 times. And so there might be some people that are getting impatient with me, saying just either I don't care or what are you doing? Take a keycap off. Oh great, they're optical mechanicals. I'm pretty sure they're blues. I'm gonna ask Derek. Hey Derek, you still in here? Do you remember if the EVA keyboard is blues or reds? Okay, he thinks they're blues, and I just spotted the box. Spotted the box. All right, and as I promised, I'm going to tell you what the switches are that are on the version of EVA motherboard we got, and they are blues. We confirmed it with the original box we had sitting here. So anyway, it turned out really well. This is one of the favorite PCs I'd say in the LAN center, and now that the LAN center is done and people are playing games in here on their lunch breaks and after work and stuff, it seems to be one of the more popular builds. Really good specs, really fast computer. I just want to say a couple notable things. These are mostly geared at ASUS in general, and just some constructive criticism because I really like what you guys did here with this collaboration. It's probably my favorite collaboration you guys have done so far in comparison to say like the Gundams or the Demon Slayer. But from a perspective of someone that's going kind of all in, like we're doing here with a lot of the builds, I would say that it was a little bit strange that the mouse pad that you guys came out with was the, I forgot what it was called actually off the top of my head, but it was basically just red and not really EVA-01 themed at all. And I believe you guys did that on purpose because you wanted it to work with the EVA-02 stuff that you guys probably knew was coming out eventually anyway. But considering how easy it is to make a mouse pad, I think people would have really liked you to make a mouse pad more like this. This is a great mouse pad. I think we got this off of Etsy, and they're really difficult to find now with this exact image, but this is a great mouse pad for EVA-01. And that's kind of what people are going for with this build, right? So, you know, the purple and green stuff, having something that's a lot of red, it just kind of throws it off. Now, the same thing happened with the power supply. You guys did the power supply kind of like a generic, but the sleeve cables that came with it were, to be honest, you know, very junky. I thought the quality of the sleeving was really bad, some of the worst I've ever seen. And the colors being black and red were just really like ROG instead of EVA. You guys had an opportunity to go green and purple, maybe even one strand of orange to match everything else, and for whatever reason that just didn't line up and you guys didn't go for it. I get it, you could use the same power supply probably then with the EVA-02. That's convenient, and I'm probably asking too much, but I'm just giving an honest opinion. That would have been so cool. Or if you would have just sold it as an EVA power supply and then offered 2 different kits of the sleeve cables. That would have just done the job for you right away. Not a ton of work, just selling the sleeve cables as here's the 01 kit and here's the 02 kit. And then same thing with the RYUJIN cooler. It's also generic, and that's totally fine. I think that this one pulled it off perfectly as being generic. It works with any build. Silver is such a generic color that it could fit with a green and purple theme like this, or with the red theme of a 02. So that's it. Just a little bit of mentioning to you guys. I think that what you're doing with these collaborations though it's amazing, and I think a lot of the gamers like myself really appreciate you guys doing these collaborations. And so that's the end of our video here. I hope you guys really like this PC. This one, as I mentioned, is by far my favorite one we've done so far in the series, and the next one that we have coming up it's gonna be a big one too. So if you like this one, I almost can guarantee you're gonna like the next one. See you guys then.